What's going on, family? This is your boy, Reverend Josh, welcoming you back to Digital Discipleship TV. And if you are a member of our tribe, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. And if not, we invite you to hit that subscribe button below and hit the bell so that you receive notifications anytime we upload new content to the YouTube page. I wanted to start this month by saying thank you to all of the people who have already supported my new book, Black Millennials and the Church, Meet Me Where I Am. We've sold hundreds of copies of the book, and I'm so grateful, really blown away by the support thus far and the doors that God is opening as a result of it. Looking forward to the spring and the summer and some of the cool things that we've got going on. But in the process of this, I've had so many people, friends, family, church members, outsiders who have asked about the process of writing a book, publishing a book, and asked my advice on that. And so I wanted to start by doing a short video this month for those that have a book in them, a dream in them. And there are three key ideas that have come out of these last 2 months that the book has been out, and the process of writing it and getting it published, that I think will be helpful for you if you're considering writing a book, or even you have a business that you're working on. These three ideas have sort of come to the surface, and I want to share them with you today. The first idea is you've got to do your homework. Everybody say do your homework. So in my particular case, writing a book, it begins by knowing who your audience is. And once you know who your audience is, what is the best way by which I can get this information out to that audience? And for writers who are writing books, normally you'll have to decide, how am I going to get this published? Is it going to be a self-published book, or am I going to go through what is considered a traditional trade publishing house, trade market publishing house? And there are advantages and disadvantages for both, depending on who you are and what you're trying to put out and who you're trying to put it out to. And so for some, self-publishing is the way to go. You have a piece that you want to do, you know you have a built-in audience, and you're able to put that book out. You have the resources to pay for printing and editing and all that kind of stuff, and you put it out, and you make the most money for the most part as a self-publisher on the book because you put it out. But you also have all the risk. You also have to pay upfront costs for everything that you do with that book. Where on the other side, with the traditional publishing house, which isn't for everybody, but for those that may go that route, most of them have a niche market. They have a market that they are used to offering their books and their services to. They have platforms and systems of distribution already set up, and a lot of those upfront costs you don't have to pay. Now, you won't make as much necessarily on the per book basis, but what a traditional publishing house may be able to do for you is to open up an audience to you that you may not have had access to yourself. So you have to do your homework. You have to count the costs around what you're trying to do and the best way to go about doing it. Number two, you have to understand that followers do not equal fans or sales. That followers do not equal fans or sales. There are a lot of people, whether you are a writer, whether you are an artist, whether you are selling whatever you're selling, that because you have a lot of followers, a lot of fans, a lot of people following you on Twitter, Instagram, Snap, whatever the case may be, the assumption is if I put out this product, people are going to support it. It's going to go out of the roof because I have so many followers. And that's not necessarily the case. Every person that's following you on social media is not going to translate into a sale. And dare I say, most people who are following you on social media will not translate into sales. You'll have people who do, and most publishers say that your initial sales are always going to be friends and family. But there are a lot of people who love you, love what you got to say, but maybe don't have the money to invest in whatever your product is, or it's just too many steps to get from the like on the page to actually getting to the place where they can buy and support what you have. So don't go into the situation believing that just because you got a lot of followers, you're going to get a lot of sales from those followers. Not necessarily the truth. And number three, you got to do the work. In a lot of ways, what I've learned is that selling a book and going through traditional publishing houses I have through Judson Press, who are awesome. Shout out to the good people at Judson Press. It's really like being signed to a record deal. Looking for people who have the ability to go out and make some sales for themselves, who have built-in tribes, built-in fan bases already. and you have to promote the book. So what I appreciate about my publishing house is they have marketed the book in places where I'm not able to go, that I don't have access to, and because of that, I've had access to spaces and places to present and speak and talk that maybe I would not have had before, and I am grateful for that. But once I get to those spaces, it's up to me to put in the work that will translate into sales, and that is how it is for you. You have to work your product, you have to promote your product, you have to market your product. You cannot wait for your publisher, your record label, whatever it is, to do the work for you. You have to do the work. And what I've learned is that people do not owe you their platform. People do not owe you their platform. You can be tied to people, connected to people who have resources and have big audiences of their own, but they are not obligated to give you their platform. They're not obligated to give you their fan base. You have to do the work to publish what it is that God has put on your heart to get out to the world, and make it happen. So those are my 3 ideas for those who have been asking me. Those are 3 things that I think you need to consider. And my question of the day is, what are you working on? What's the idea? What's the product that you're working on? Who's the audience you're trying to reach? And what's the strategy that you have to go about getting that done? As always, you can subscribe to our page. We hope that you'll become a part of this tribe and hit that notification bell so that you always receive updates on what we're doing. And for those that are interested in the book, we do have a link to the book there at our website, digitaldiscipleship.org/shop. You can check that out even after you watch the video. I hope you're having a fantastic Thursday. And because it is Thursday, March the 8th, I must give a shout out to my beautiful wife, Dr. Lori K. Mitchell. It's her birthday today, so if y'all see her, show us some love, and we'll see you next time. Peace.